Hello everyone, welcome back to the Andrews and Eastern. In our last episode, we managed to clear the line all the way to Whittier. So in this episode, it's time to start getting the first train out. You can see it is packed. And it's got a long way to go. So end of the stream is going to be reaching Whittier. In the meantime, though, we do have another train that needs to head out. So let's go take a look at that. And it's also full. And I'm going to set the meeting point assumed at Whittier. Now, of course, besides those two trains, we do have some other things to take care of. For one, we still have to get our freight train back out of Bryson and over to Andrews. And then we've got cars in Andrews we need to go deal with too. So we're going to take a quick break and do that. If we could take a look, you can see we've got one car going to Bryson and a whole bunch for Snowbird. So we're going to start by having our engine going back to Bryson. No, we're going to start by figuring out what's wrong with your switches. You weren't supposed to go that way. I've got to route you all the way through, don't I? Oh, okay. You were not supposed to go that way. This is why it is important to reline your switches. Or normalize your switches, as the saying goes. Now then, where were we? Right. You need to grab your broken stuff that you're taking over. Oh, we got a chap. Where's my chat? Oh, hello! Yes, Celestial. Trains. Once again, I'm trying to do some extra streams to get this game wrapped up before they update. So I'm going to send this engine over, and it's going to go grab other cars. We're going to save the Walker ones. We're just going to grab the ones going to the to Graham County. And then we'll grab, I think, 46. And once 10 has its cars ready, it can go grab the pulpwood cars, or the paperboard cars. And I guess 12 just gets a break. Ooh, sanding. Sounds fun. Decapitated F7. Well, this is all going to take a little bit. So maybe we'll tell 34 to get its butt rolling too. You just need to go here for now. Because you're going to have cars to drop off. And then we'll get 10. Get 10 rolling again. The passenger train shouldn't need much work until they meet. Oh, hang on. You weren't supposed to do that. It did the thing again. Alright, let's go back to 10. And get 10 actually triggered. Ah, okay, so it's not a decapitated F7, it's the head of a decapitated F7. That makes more sense. I've managed to get some model railroad projects done today. Or at least started today, so that's always nice. And yeah, we've got more stuff that needs to get scrapped. For now, I'll just have you go set over on this track to get you out of the way. And that way we can get 46 set up. And 46 can take things over to the paper plane. And let's try not to bonk into things here, shall we? I'll try and post pictures in the Midland Discord later. But my first Owen 30 engine I finally got running again. It's such a pain to get the shell off those. Honestly, I probably should have tweaked another wire while I was at it, but it was holding. Okay, 10 is going to park for a sec. And yeah, all of that's going to go get scrapped. Our scrap line's going to be pretty full, honestly. I'm not sure everything's going to be able to fit once it gets over there. So we release that one, we release that one, we set that one. And then this can all go over to the YAD for a sec. And we'll switch engines again. And I should probably ask Midland about my content notify. It still doesn't seem to be working quite right. If nothing else, I'd at least like the ability to post in that channel. Alright, boing. We'll grab the first two Pulpwood cars from here as well and ship them over. We're gonna let that one sit. Can go on another train. But as a reminder, we are now at the point where Snowbird requires 28 cars a day. So we are going to have to ship a lot of pulpwood. Let's get ready to kick a bit. Just to check, where are the trains? Alright, first one's almost to Roto. It's not going to do anything, so get the air in. And the other one is at Hemingway. cut that. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to cut the airing for a bit. And then we do picking. And lead track distance is not going to be an issue here. On a side note, I do have another video scheduled to come out tomorrow. 7 a.m. Pacific time for those of you in Pacific time, and whatever your local time zone equivalent is for everyone else. And this is on the pronunciation Sporvejsmuseet Skildeneshold in Denmark. It is a tram and bus museum. So if you like trams and buses, that is the video and the museum for you. So yeah, please go watch that. I'd appreciate it. And I might put out a short this weekend too. I still have a couple I want to put out. Put you up there for now, and then let's go get train 10. Now, technically, we could make a freight train out of Bryce in the first train to Whittier, because we do have some cars that need to go that way. A, that feels a little cheap. B, we need to go fix stuff at Whittier, and the repair crews are tired from clearing out the wreck at Ela, so that'll be in-game tomorrow. As far as what needs to go out from here, we got a car there, a car there, a car way back there, of course. We're probably not going to grab... We might wait to grab some of these cars until the evening, just in case more show up. Oh. Oh well. It looks like all these cars are actually on this side, so that's good. So we'll get 55 set up and send it out. And then we'll deal with 10, and then probably 34, and then I guess 46 can finally get its turn. Alright, so Grand County with the... And we didn't leave any cars behind this time, so that's kind of nice. So let's get this train set up. And you have to grab some cars on your way out, so we'll just take you to here for now. Just to make sure I don't have anything. Nope, okay, that's all good. And there's a Larka. 34 is still climbing. That 34 is probably... Yeah. I didn't notice that. That shouldn't be that way. Ten is going to have to make a bunch of stops to keep things oiled, though. So we'll try and keep that in mind. Because since all this stuff is pretty much dead, it's going to burn through oil really quickly. So we'll probably be making oil stops every, like, other station or so. Oh, and 34 has a car that's supposed to get dropped at Wesser. Which, if we can, we're going to see if it can just drop the car at Wesser Siding. Or maybe just... Yeah, we'll figure out how to do that. We'll send you to go get your cars now. And not all of these are going to Walker, but they all need to go to that end of the railroad. Yep, make sure they're all nicely oiled. Otherwise they cause problems. And I guess we can make sure nothing else is going to get hotboxed while we're here, but I doubt it. Nah, these are all fully oiled. Right, well, I guess what we can do then, while we're waiting, is 46 can go start at least grabbing the ones that are convenient. Because... that one, well, that one's not going to do much. I can't remember. Is Lime inbound or outbound? I think it's inbound. So that one might load pretty soon. Yeah, we're going to need to remove those before we can get these in. So we'll just do that. Maybe kick them over into there. Oh, and there's 34, so let's take care of that. Ah! That's not what I want. You better, like, go slow. Did it again. I'm annoyed that it keeps doing that. And here's hoping I didn't just put 46 on the ground. Okay, our Whittier train is now at top bin. Easy, easy, easy. That was not easy, but that's okay. And now you continue on to Alarka Junction, where we left your coal cars. Alright, let's go back and start looking at trains again. You're in the dirt. You weren't supposed to go in the dirt. I just thought I slowed you down. Alright. Oops. Well, let's get 10 figured out. And we are hauling junkers, so I think I better not take you at full speed. Start by just telling you to go to Topton. Will you stop for a switch at Topton? No, you're just leaving. Oop, that one was low. I can get it, mostly covered. Alright. So now that we've managed to derail our engine, let's say we finish this off. That's annoying. And I think I mentioned this before, our next goal, we want to get a Santa Fe for the hill. It's technically not a mission goal, although I can make it one really easily. And in fact, I might just do that. And also I need to go change our stream title, because I goofed. This is episode 41, not 40. No one saw that? I'm not entirely sure that's going to make it, but I guess we'll find out. I guess we can also hit these other cars while we're at it. Assuming these ones clear. You go to here. Let's stop and check our other trains. Our Whittier train is heading down Red Marble. Our Andrews train is over past Brooks, and 34 just reached where it needs to be. Technically, it doesn't matter where we put the cars in the train. Realistically, I'm going to try and put these big, heavy, loaded ones at the front, which is what the rail railroad should be doing. You know, they weren't class ones. Oh, and we can tear up the coal mine. We're going to tear up the coal mine. Even more cars. I don't think anything else can be tiered up, though. Oh, we can tear up. No, that is tiered up. Alright, everything else is just gonna wait. Remember, we have to get everything to tier 3 to win this game. There we go. Goals updated. grab these and go find your train. We can't pick it up that way, but we could probably drop the Park Service car. But I think this train's gonna have to sit in a hole at McLean to avoid fouling the Whittier one. Okay, 46. So that car goes there. Oh. Well, those ones did clear, but just barely. So we're gonna have to shove some stuff around. That one will empty pretty soon. So we'll just assume that it's gonna empty. And nothing else really needs to be done on this end of the railroad. I guess we do have this car that needs to shuffle the interchange at the end, but we can do that at the end. Our road freight is making its way up the pass. Our pulpit train is making its way up. I guess since I named the stream for it, let's go check out the first train to Whittier. Five cars and a P-43? Yeah. I think this is the USRA one. And it's still, it was completely full when it left Andrews. It looks like it's still mostly full. But the advantage is now I can pick up all the people going to Whittier instead of having to leave them behind too. Oh, there's 34 again. That's right, we are going to have to send another engine to Nantahala because this thing is not going to make it up the hill by itself. But we also don't have to do it instantly because it's not going to get there for a bit. So for now, we'll waypoint you to McLean. I think that's going to be your meeting point for the other train. You've come into Nantahala. I don't think you're going to need to stop for pulling water. 30 might need to stop for water at Nantahala. Can't remember. What's the park service at? Park service is at tier 3, so this is our first delivery at that level. "32 passengers going out. All but 6 are going the way we want, so that's good. And those cars can go out tomorrow. Six at Almond. How many at Nantahala? Oh, and yeah, we did pay off all the debt. Oh no. Why do we still have an interest payment? I guess from the debt we had? It's weird. I don't know why that is. 55 fares. Wow. Okay. Let's go back and check on 46. I'd also like to take this time to comment on the fact that as of the gap between the episodes, we have retrieved all the cars that were wrecked in Bryson. It took this long to do that. Last ones went out with the last interchange. You should nicely kick there. So now let's get all these hoppers dropped. Both these go there? Yeah. And you can tell that engine's brown now. Now that derailment really bugs me. Alright, well you're good for now. Since we're gonna send the Decapod to be the helper, I think we'll go ahead and Y it. And we'll see which way it goes for that. And in the meantime, we're going to go back to following our passenger train. Where is it? Okay, it's coming up on Hewitt. I really ought to set timetables for these trains now. I might do that in the gap between this episode and the next one. Oh, okay, so you're at Grand County. So we actually do want to go take a look at that. Other trains a couple miles from Whittier. This one's further, but Whittier is still the right choice for a meeting point, if you ask me. Freight train's pretty close to McLean. It's not going to fit in the whole of Almond, so we won't even try. And everything... Oh, we do have one outbound car now. I missed that. Tomorrow's train. That's where it's going. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so you wire yourself around. I don't know how many cars this can take out. We could try getting it all 8 cars up. It might be able to take all 8 up. If not, things could get inconvenient though. If we do that, it's not going up before the next passenger train. we will tell you to go down to Nantahala. So that you can help the next freight train. And yes, backwards so that it's facing the right way. And in the meantime, everything else is just kind of a hurry up and wait game now. So, let's go back to our Whittier train. Honestly, I think I'm going to try running it manually right now. See if we can get a little more speed coast. Not Hyce levels of speed, but a little more. I think we can go 40 around these. Ooh, that's a little spicy. We're downgrading here, yeah. And our other passenger train is at Whittier now. That's good. And we're gonna have a pretty open straight stretch, so let's get a little more speed before we hit the curves. I mentioned earlier I got one of my Owen 30 engines running. The engine in question, it's a Bachmann 260, and it's the first Owen 30 engine I ever bought. It was at the train show up in Monroe, and that particular show I think was like 11 years ago now. It's after I started at Sumter. I want to say 2014, might have been 2013. But I was inspired after seeing the Owen 30 Club layout, and I joined that club too. So I bought an engine, and eventually got it DCC'd up and lettered for the Sumter Valley on the tender, and ultimately also replaced the stack. It's got a diamond stack on it now. It's a bit tall though, I might have to do something about that. It's been a bit temperamental, but I think I've got it running well now. Oh, that's kind of squealy. And it's only going to get worse. We're about to hit that 30 zone. think through mostly here we can go faster. 34 is holding. And there's our 30 board. So no more speed through here. I guess if your goal is to minimize bridging, this alignment works, but man, if you wanted some speed, you could probably throw a few bridges across the river. But then again, the real-life Murphy Branch is not exactly known for being a vast wealth of traffic. Keep that speed up. And we're gonna need a road descension again pretty soon. Because 10's almost the top, and we'll have to deal with that manually. But I think it can get down to Nantahala before the passenger train. Just watching to see if that goes gray. Alright, we will road this now. Let's go check on 10. Which hasn't said it's there, but it's there. Just top off all the bearings. Yeah, see that 10-wheeler, that was low. The tender was even worse. And the boxcar, this isn't hot boxed, is it? No, it's just low? Okay. Everything else should be fine. Alright. You go down to Nantahala. To the sighting. Let's go take a look at 30 real quick. It's actually doing good on coal and water, so I don't think it's going to need a stop. And 12 is almost a roto, so it'll probably meet the passenger train at the top then. And our switcher is just sitting and waiting. And 34 is also sitting and waiting. I guess one thing we can go do. Let's go reorganize the passenger cars. Or the broken stuff. Yeah, those are actually good to go, so we can assign them a new spot. So these guys unload it there, and they're gonna load. We're gonna make it P2 at Connolly. And so then they can go out on the next train as well. Didn't I give you a new waypoint? Oh no, I gave 43 that waypoint. It's not what I wanted. You, sir, need to go down to Nantahala. That is what, now the third time I've given the wrong engine those directions? Sheesh. So you got the right ones. Oh, and yeah, so there's our Mastodon that's still being fixed. And there's our Pacific that's still being fixed, and that will become the other passenger engine. But not at the moment. We're gonna sell this caboose once it's done. How's our scrapping going? It's almost done being scrapped. It's still got a ways. Everything else still has a ways. Some of these cars were complete trash. I'm not actually sure we have enough repair parts here. Yeah, it's gonna be close. Although we did also just move something off, so that's probably changing the total. But we also have a car over here we can move over if we have to. We'll go ahead and put the two passenger cars here. And that way they are ready when we need them, probably tomorrow. Actually, no, let's leave them here because I think we'll put the Kansas here tonight to touch it up. And then we can splice them in more easily. Kick these over towards the yacht. That was a weird way to say yacht. The yacht. And then we'll put this back on the repair track. No, don't do that. Let's have you go over and grab these. We mostly want to get that car out. Well, plenty of repair parts we can look there. And again, looking at our map, our slightly delayed passenger train is almost to Almond. Our other passenger train just crossed through Hewitt, so it's going to be delayed a bit at Nantahala. And our helper is almost stopped it, but I think I routed it all the way down to Nantahala, so we actually want to tell it to stop at Topton. Actually, I think what we'll do is we're going to redirect it to Grand County, but we won't have it pulled from Grand. Well, yeah. You know what? We can have it help this guy get all the way up, and then it can go down. Because it's going to be a while before 34 shows up anyway. 34 might not even get to Nantahala before the end of the stream. We'll pull that fusee because we're not going to need it. Yeah, just check all our other switches. Renormalize that. Yeah. Let's go follow 43 for a bit again. You are now making your station. I guess we could have fit 43s. No. Nah, probably not. So on that note, how's our other engine for water? Yeah, it's fine. Doesn't feel like they've been streaming very long, but the clock is saying an hour. Better stop those. And yeah, you go here, and that way we can start setting up the outbound train, and then we'll just we'll put the boxcar over here, and it can unload for a bit. Nothing else is ready to go out, and I think we're gonna need the repair parts. Yeah, now we don't have enough, so. The extra 16 will be nice. Yeah, we're about to run out of space to put things on this track. Probably shouldn't have bought so much equipment to scrap. Let's go over to here. And we'll watch the passenger train go by. Then we'll set 34 up to go to Whittier. And I think what we'll do is we'll put it in the siding, have the other train, if it shows up in time, run around and do the switch off it. Or switch the back end. And then go. And if not, 34 will run around and do that. Alright, so now you go to Whittier. Since I've slowed down the other train, it might get there first. Oh, and now I got another meet. And we'll also use this as another oil stop. It does feel kind of sad to be scrapping steam engines, but it's good money. Well, things up. Overall, these meets are going pretty well. And then we put this car over here. For now. We might move it later. What did I just do? Who did I just tell to go where? Alright, 10, you go there. 34. You go there. Maybe just there. Is that good? Is everyone else fine? I think everyone else is fine. Yeah. Everyone else is fine. No one else is running away. And hey look, okay, all those cars are now ready to go, so we'll just need to slap like these two on the back. But again, there'll be a time skip after the passenger trains reach their destinations. So those two, and at least these two, might be those three. And we're gonna have 3 cars going to Walker tomorrow. And then we got the 1 car in the shop as well. Let's go follow 43 for a bit more. This is our Whittier train. Yeah, 34 is going to get west or fast enough. I think I'll just have it do its own switching. The other thing I'm going to do is set you to manual. Cut out an MU. I learned this last time. You have to do that. Release that handbrake, which is technically a violation of operating rules. And once the passenger train gets by, we'll have these 2 engines set up the top in. And then 55 can take it the rest of the way from there. And we'll send the deck pod down the Nantahala. once again, it's back to a watching game. I've got another model train show coming up. It's the Clamshell Railroad Days in Ilwaco, Washington, so my club will be there with the layout. I'll be running some stuff. Got a couple other minor projects. I'm getting rid of a whole bunch of books I've got. I'm going to take them over to the used bookstore tomorrow and see what I can get for them. I'll take whatever. They're mostly from the 1632 series, the Ring of Fire book series. If you haven't read it, they're really good books, but it does not take long for the universe to get out of hand, and it's really hard to keep track of everyone. Which I guess is a side effect of sending an entire town back in time as opposed to just 1 or 2 people. But yeah, I'm just tired of trying to keep track of it now, so I'm keeping the first 3 that I really like, and the rest are getting books sold. Now we're at Brooks. Don't know why 43 is going so slow. Oh, I guess it is a speed restriction, isn't it? Well, that song means it's about time for us to get 12 rolling. The passenger train is just down the hill. And it is making it up, which is good. I wasn't entirely sure. Although I guess it made it once. It is kind of struggling, though. Well, these are very much stacked logs, in a sense, so this song's appropriate. And once you clear the switch, we'll tell it to go to top then. And again, 12 can then cut off and become the helper. And I think 34 is almost where it needs to go. Yep, just hitting siding now. Man, the time it takes to load the terrain really does mess with you a bit. But yeah, 43 is still away from where a ways from where it needs to be, but it will make it to Whittier. And then I'm gonna stop it on the Y if I lose track of it. But yeah, that train is wrecked, so we can't steer up to the sawmill yet. See if we can get a little further. And the other train that we're meeting is just past Hewitt. So yeah, we will just have 34 do its own switching here. Because you will be able to get around. That does not look like enough separation there, sir. Sir, I think you need to be further back. And yeah, 11's just chilling doing its things. And there's a repair car. So tomorrow our First train to Whittier, I guess, can grab that and start sorting things out. And that... we might use the... I don't think the 400's going to be ready, so we'll probably have to take this switcher over. And then depending on how badly everything's broken, we might have to drag some of that stuff back to Bryson. Oh, and tomorrow we should also get a hold of the big railroad and figure out if they'll let us use the Whittier interchange. I've got the industries in Whittier set up for service, but they haven't told us if they're willing to interchange with us there, and that has me worried. You'd think they would. It would certainly make things a lot easier than dragging stuff over red marble, huh? Although then I guess we'd have to sort cars by destination. It's taking that other train so long? You know, besides the fact that I told it to go slower because it's got broken stuff. I guess in theory, Engine 30 should be available tomorrow too, because the other Pacific will be fixed. Oh, wait, I just got 2 content notifies. Are they for me? Oh, that was... Hey, he content notified. Yay! Thank you, Midland. Alright, I have to take care of some Discordy stuff. My content notify should be working now. Alright, so then we put that back there. And hey, well, it's delivered, but not really delivered. And, okay, so one train made it to Topton, other train made it to Topton, and I think 43 is on its way to Hemingway now, so that's good. That was a bit of a hard kick, so it's gonna hit kind of hard. Just slightly winsable. Kick that one very hard. Got a little less bad. Apply that handbrake. think you can do your thing now. I think you've got time to get back. So if we look at the map, yeah, you should have time. Alright, so now we go take care of 12. And the first thing we do is we take you, uncut you out, and set the train brake. And then we reroute you back down to Nantahala. And that way we can have 55 make its trip. Yeah, that was a lot easier than the guessing game of do we need 2 trips or not for that engine. Because this is not the typical engine used on the pulpit trains. That would actually be this engine. But that one was available, so we used that one. And in the meantime, we will send this one back down. Nothing else is ready yet. You actually need to get some hustle going, dude. Let's drop a fusee right here just in case. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing, ZBK. I appreciate that. And yeah, Carl was doing Carl things. Well, Carl was doing Carl things because Midland had to do Midland things first. Be sure to watch your subscriptions tomorrow, ZVK, because there will be a video releasing tomorrow on more stuff from my adventures in Denmark. And this is a kind of a bonus stream for the week. Typically, it's either a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I'm doing some extra ones so I can try and get this playthrough wrapped up before the next big update. I don't really want to deal with right-of-way in the middle of a game. Ah! Jump scared. On my own train. Alright, so you can continue on to Nantahala. And that should cover everything for a bit, so let's go watch our passenger train again. This is going to be the first train in the Whittier. And if that sounds weird, that's because this playthrough started in Andrews, and we are working our way east to Whittier. You can see our goals up in the top left. We need to get to Whittier, serve all the industries, at least tier 3. Anything that we've recovered has to be repaired or scrapped, and we must pay down the debt. Oh, and I want to purchase a deck pot for red marble, because red marble, since Andrews is currently the only open interchange, everything has to go over red marble. That's a lot worse westbound, because that's where all the loads go. I guess 10 needs help now, too. Please hold. Gonna oil things up. Since we have the Scrapalachia mod, we are also buying things to scrap. To try and make money. Because if you do it right, you can buy stuff for a lot less than you can scrap it for. Problem is that since you get it, you know, dead, essentially, now you have to go get it scrapped. Well, the thing is, it's not an official start point, I think, unless they've changed that. So basically, I made a map, went to sandbox mode, changed it so the whole line is open, and then I had added some train wrecks. I think I had one over here, a big one by Almond, a couple more by Alarka, a big one at Bryson Yard, or no, there was one right here, big one up at Bryson Yard, one at Ela, and there's one more in Whittier. And the reason I did that is because otherwise, well, you've got the whole railroad open at once. Yeah, you can see our log train is completely smashed. So the first thing we're going to have to do once we can get to Whittier, or I guess the next thing in-game tomorrow is we're going to have to get all this fixed up. At least I left the coal and water in it this time. So this is going to be our first train to Whittier, and once it reaches Whittier Depot, we are going to call stream. But that's still a bit out. We started off with just a Decapod and I think a C-46 Connie in Andrews, serving as far as Nantahala. And again, just gradually working your way to the east. It's kind of fun. I had to add a few other rules for the self-imposed challenge. It is a very brown chooch. I think it's at 0%. And again, this thing, when we found it, it was over at the bridge by Ela. It was at 0%. There's a couple other engine... No, wait. Is this that one? No, this one was sitting by the engine house in Bryson at 0%. So we've had to fix a whole bunch of equipment. And Scrap Alachia only came available partway through, so I've added that as an option so that we don't have to fix absolutely everything. But we did have to fix a big pile of cars in Bryson. If you want to see everything from the start, all the VODs are up on my channel. It'll take you a while though, because most of these are like 1.5 to 2 hour streams. We finish soon. I still need to get dinner. And I do use a lot of the automatic engineering. When you've got this much railroad to cover, it's a lot easier. But I think we will run this thing manually to Whittier. We'll probably might have to coal this thing up and... No, it's got enough coal. I think it can get back to Andrews without stopping to re-coal. We'll have to re-water, though. Oh, yeah, that is late for you. That's right, you're on the other coast. It's only 7 PM for me. I'm curious how many passengers we're going to pick up here. I mean, I'm sure we've got a ton for Bryson. Looks like we've got another... Oh, wow, no one for Whittier, just for Ela. Okay, well, I guess that can be a thing, too. And also adding to some chaos for this in-game day, which was last stream, I believe, and also the stream before. Andrew Paper, Snowbird Paper, and the Nantahala Talc and whatever, both of those are at tier 5. So we got a lot of cars at those places. Oh yeah, This is our wrecking crew car. Whenever we're recovering stuff that is wrecked, we have to bring this to the wreck, and then they fix it, or at least stabilize it, and then we can drag it back to a repair shop, but only at 15 miles an hour. Which meant that when we were dragging stuff from outside of Bryson all the way to Andrews, it had to go a long way at low speed. It was kind of painful. We also had very limited repair track space in Andrews that had to be shared with all the regular equipment. Fortunately, it's not a problem now because we have all these other tracks. Okay, you are ready to go, so let's... We'll make this last run manual. See if we can do it without bidding it. We'll let all the other stuff wait till tomorrow, I guess, in-game. Except that we might have to do something with the other passenger train. Now, I guess what we can do there is just that, and then it'll stop. That might be a bit spicy. I don't remember how fast this thing can go in all the places. I think you can do 45 through most of this, though. Here's Gov Island, so we can really highball through here. Bar in the corner, throttle on the ceiling, just highball. We might even make it to Ela before the other train reaches Andrews. Of course, we do want to be careful, because while we get a big, broad, sweeping curve here, once we get closer to Ela, we are going to need to slow down. So we're going to cut the power now. Start braking. I'd rather not wreck the train again at this spot. I already recovered it from that. Actually, we recovered the other train. Okay, that is 30. More brakes. That should do it. Yeah, so one of our wrecks was right here. We had a passenger train that slammed head-on into a pulpwood train. An empty pulpwood train. I don't even know what it was doing there. I guess it was going to get stuff for Silva, which we're not going to try and get to, by the way. Whittier to Andrews is hard enough to manage. I'm not going to add Silva on top of it. Make sure our switch gremlins are fine. Yes. Still got a healthy number of passengers on board. I'll probably change once we make this stop. It's nice that they added the buildings here. Oh. We need to stop here, don't we? Kinda missed that. How's everything else doing? Everything else is where it needs to be. Including the other train. No one going to Whittier from here. That's interesting. One other thing I'll probably do is set up timetables in between streams. Do that and also just do some intermediate switching. Finish out this stage, start up the next. Eventually, I'm sure it gets repetitive watching me having to do the same switching moves over and over and over. Hop over to Scrap-A-Latch here real quick. That car is 2%, so it's almost done. Alright, well, we got our people, so... Time for the last mile. Time for the last link. That's the whistle board. Somewhere up here is the 30 board. There's the 30 board. Kinda feels weird coming in the Whittier from the other way. Everyone else starts their game coming in, starting there. Okay, it's good. Our freight trains are reaching where they need to go for the night. Or at least for the end of the stream. Getting smacked in the face by a tree. There's going to be a lot to do before the next stream, but that's okay. And we've made money today, which is always good. It means we can start working on the... I think it's like 32 grand to buy a Santa Fe. But I need more power for the hill. And the goal is, since we're trying to pay down the debt, I'd rather not take out more. I do have to remember how you set up timetables. Is that? I can't remember. I'll look it up. I'm sure it'll be easy to find. Here we are. We are entering Whittier. I'm going to stop at the water plug. Yeah, I think we'll be fine on coal going back. We're also in the dirt, which is not what was supposed to happen. Not realize how fast I was going there. Did anyone else? Yeah, well, that's not great. We might put the engine in the engine house in Whittier and see if there's anyone there to touch it up. And we've done it! Our first train to Whittier, although it got kind of brown in the process. Which was not the intent. So with that, we are gonna end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. On either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, we will continue onward and get to see the rest of it. Better not load anyone up yet. Wait till we've turned the train. Yeah, so I'll take this over to the Whittier shop and see if I can get it touched up in the next hour. Is there anyone actually at the Whittier shop? There's one. Now we'll just leave it at the one for now. There's only 25 repair parts. But with that, thank you all for watching, folks. Have a good night and take care.